the day that my Father has made. I will rejoice. Jah, I thank you for this morning. Oh, it's a brand new day. Little bird, they thank him as they sing. So let's all get down and pray.
Greetings and salutations to all the Teach and the Prof fans. Welcome to another episode of Teach and the Prof. I'm your host, Teach, as usual, and with me, my ever esteemed host, Prof. Wagwan, Prof.
There, boss. There, party. There, party. Good evening, fam. Good evening. We should first off apologize for taking so long to bring in our next video, but you there go. But we're there again.
Can't predict, and things not always go to plan at all the time. So
We're there again. So, guys, remember, like, share, and subscribe. And as well, hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we drop any new contents. All right?
and as usual, please and thanks. So
We're discussing
tonight, say, brother, I want to touch upon something that is very prevalent in Jamaica society, but not only, it's a worldwide thing. And that is the step parenting. Man meet woman with a child and how we adapt to living in a household with kids that are not his. Woman meet man with child. The kids live with the man. Turn mother to his kids that are not hers.
So stepmother, stepfather.
Yeah, man, that's as a parent, step parents. Both scenarios. How does one adjust? Are there unwritten rules to limitation where you can assume parenting? Does the man say, leave this to me because I'm my child? Does the woman say, leave this, don't scold my child, mister. Leave this to me because there's another dynamic to it, What about the real biological parents on the outside? What are their demands on the inside? So
Well, I guess it all depends. If the kids live with the step parents or not.
Yeah, man. All right. Living situation on both sides. And
the dynamic would change a bit, but the responsibility should still be the same whether they're living with the father and the step parents are.
Let's see, we put it, say the step is married, so it's an official step. Because when I watch some courthouse cases, judges don't recognize step parents if they're not married.
Yeah,
if it's just a living arrangement, they don't want it. The child even refer to the person as stepfather and stepmother.
No, come on, Latin. What are marriage?
Marriage. So the thing official. From the start here, so what are the concerns a step parent should go into a relationship? What are some of the obvious things right in front of you that you should take note of and be cognizant of in terms of how you operate within that household with a child, knowing that that child is not biologically yours? The other half is there, but you are not a biological parent of this child. What are some of the concerns you think that whether a man or a woman going to settings like that should be concerned about?
Well, first off the bat, both partners need to have a honest discussion regarding the child. How am I supposed to interact with that child?
Your role.
Yeah, what is my role as it pertains to that child? Yes, that child have a father. The father might or might not be playing an active role in
Him probably be a father.
in the child's life, but still the child live with us.
Mhm.
So we need to come to we need to be on the same page when it
Yeah.
comes to the child.
Because as an adult in a home, you got set rules, whether it's your child or not. And you're gonna be monitoring those rules to see if they are adhered to, you know.
And it's hard, because it depends on the age of the child.
At the time of the union, the age of the child,
Yeah.
yes, the big difference between when the child is a baby or young, 5 or less, or say less than 10, than when it's a teenage up, yeah.
So,
Because the child will probably be accustomed to another setting already, and now as asked to adjust, and them setting of them ways, and them have more opinions, and and probably them be getting away a lot with the mother alone, but a single parent. And this man now come at them with one bag of rules, and yeah.
and the famous word is, "You're not my father." You can't tell what to do. But in my opinion, you should treat the child as if the child is yours.
Ultimately, when you're going into a relationship, that should be a given. You should be prepared to
Right.
take on that responsibility as the child is yours. Yeah.
Treat that child as if you had that child yourself, as if that child has your name. All right.
So when somebody see the family out, say the new union produce kids, when you see the family out, nobody should detect that there is some step thing going on here. So
right. You should the unit, the family should be a unit.
So things like me a pastor, send me a the stepfather, and me a pass a store. I'm gonna buy some gears. Gears are for buy for everybody. Gears only can buy for my kids. You can't just kind of say, "Oh, my kids," and they step in look like brother dad.
Right.
It can't. If it have to be extended to all the kids, whether that child is being, taken care of by that father from the outside or not. You have to, whether it be clothes, gifts in general, or even sweets, you have to give everything, everybody.
The child should feel like an equal. You can't say, "Oh, your father never give me the money, so me a month is spent on you, me have to go, you can't be this."
Yeah, these are my kids, so I believe in my kids. Yeah. But me ask you a question though. Which one do you think is easier to adapt? The stepmother role or the stepfather role? Which one is more difficult?
So I read something it's a psychology blog, right?
Mm.
And it says why it's easier to love a stepfather than a stepmother.
Interesting.
So there's a theme, where it says nice stepdad, horrible stepmom. And it is a common theme. So
but let me ask you, who determined if the stepdad is nice? The child? From the child perspective?
The child.
So the child perspective, the stepfather is nice. And from the child, the stepmother is horrible. But what do you think about from a societal thing? Which one of them the more fear? The stepmother or the stepfather?
Well, this article doesn't touch on fear. It says over and over, people with step parents who heard about my project let me know that they like their stepdad just fine. In fact, in many cases, they love them, even consider them another dad. it was their stepmom who were the problem. They insisted.
And I touch a societal thing because as child that loves their stepdad could be viewed suspiciously. Want me to repeat it?
No, I heard you.
A child that the onlookers see that is too loving to a stepdad is
Right.
viewed suspiciously more than a child that's lovable and loving to the stepmom is okay. So while internally and from the child perspective, the child is more loving to the stepdad, society says, no, we have to take a look on that and start pre the mother now and say, Mom, take a look on the relationship then. Me not feel comfortable. She too comfortable is not a real father. Why should I do them lap?
Right. Yeah.
And hug her? Why should hug him? Why should run to him? You sure say everything all right with doing it for them? So it's a different feel on the outside to what is happening on the inside. Because this man probably will take on the father role wholly and solely, and the child respond to it wholly and solely, and everything is okay. But society look on it and say, no, there should be a thicker line when you're a stepfather than when you're a father. You shouldn't have gone that far. You can't kiss the child as if it is your own. There's certain things it just a no. The mother
Right.
have no boundaries. Stepmother has no boundaries between the difference between a real mom and a stepmother. But there's a issue with stepfathers.
Well, listen, it could be the same. It might be a stigma on society, where lesbianism tend to be more acceptable as opposed to two gay men.
Mm.
Men are more forgiving people are more forgiving when it's women involved as opposed to men.
I don't know. Could be. But
People don't see
women. Come from
people
a
don't
trust
find
issue.
women threatening. People don't find women threatening.
Yeah, and them trust women more.
Yeah.
Them trust the needs and the purity and the actions more for a woman than a man. There's always something to be questioned. Say, I wonder if beneath the surface it's different from what we are seeing.
Exactly.
And they probably have stats to back it. They probably have stats to back it in terms of molestation.
Yeah. But guess what? Boys or men are less likely to report sexual abuse. So
Yes, if a stepmom is abusing a step son, is more unlikely to be known than the other way around. A stepfather and a stepdaughter.
Yeah. So I want to read something, if I may. So children, young adults, and adults have a harder time accepting a stepmother than they do a stepfather. This frequently translates into hostile and rejecting behavior. Simply put, literature on step-parenting bears out the reality that stepmothers generally have a tougher row to hoe than do stepdads, and much of this difficulty stems from feeling rejected and by actually being rejected by their stepchildren of any age.
So this study is saying that the stepmother is concurring that the stepmother is have a more difficult role.
Yeah.
Than the father.
Stepmother generally have a tougher row to hoe than do stepdads. So, hoe the land, where you hoe the land, the row. Yeah.
Man. Harder to penetrate. It's harder to emotionally connect and all of that. What me I think one is that the experience in Jamaica. May I try to put that in context in the Jamaica setting. If that is true, if his stepmother have it more difficult, in a road to O situation with a stepchild and a stepfather. I think it's societal issues in Jamaica make it more difficult for mine. So maybe where that depends on where that information comes from. That society probably,
But you don't think
gears towards.
you don't think more people say, oh, their stepfather treated them better than a stepmother?
Yeah, some bad thing about stepmother too, I try to be fair in my memory. Guys, me here, all right, personally, no, I've never had a stepdad experience, but I have stepmom experience.
Was it a good?
Allow me to tell you no. Allow me to tell you. I had both, but but different timing.
Right.
When I have my stepmom experience, I was young.
Right.
I was 9 or 10. But when I have a stepfather experience, I was upper teens. And furthermore, I never lived with. My mother moved out. So I was 18 and my mother moved out. So we never moved in, or he never moved in with us. My mother moved out to him. So I've never had a stepfather experience in the old soul, but I have stepmother experience in the old soul.
Okay.
So I can't compare the two.
Yeah, but what was your stepmother experience?
Yeah, that match. So I can remember one particular thing jump up from me to this day. I was now 13. And we have ups and downs, as she may spend a lot of time with her growing up. So I have a lot of ups and downs, minor stuff. But the first major argument I hear is when I'm about 13, and she caught my father and I speaking outside, like a private conversation. So she came outside and saw us talking. And when she entered outside, we stopped talking. So the feeling was that it's private and she's not a part of it, which was true. Because what my father was telling me, it not necessarily have anything to do with her, right? But she feel left out and she make a big stink out of it. Oh, you put all kind of that plan. She feels we have plan for cut. God no. So I know she and my father have problem. I will say, yo, we're gonna put the bag them outside, that dark corner there. Asleep. That comes to the one mind, when the conversation was more around me and my mother. You understand me? So I never want to get involved. It was me and my mother.
Right.
Some conversation around me and my mother, about my mother. It was about my mother and me.
Right. So no one gets involved.
Oh, at that age, you have to visit your mother more. You're a big boy now. You have to wait nobody carry you to your mother. You have to go to school by yourself and everything. More, you have to visit your mother more. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Your mother, I try to call me at work and I tell me, say, she not see you, and if you can't, after you keep your son from her, and no. You understand me? So I tell me, say, I must be more active in terms of road.
Right.
We can't leave school and go straight down to my mother. Because we don't live far. We never live far, I see him half Mullines Road. You understand me?
Right, yeah.
But
Mullines
Road cannot be too long to make it far. Mullines Road cannot be too long to make it far.
And I walk in this.
I still walking this distance. You understand me? So about 5 bus stops. So we can walk 5 bus stops. So
So all you said when I treat you.
up to that point, she can't beat me. Remember rephrasing. She never beat me.
Okay.
She give me the typical, well, I don't want to say that, but she give me the common talk. Wait till your father come home. I gotta tell your father. That me grow up on.
Yeah,
When your
but
father come, I gotta tell your father. Wait till your father come. And my father don't beat.
she take care of you, right? She cook for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. She include me because I was the eldest child. So when she have 2 kids with she come in there with kids and my father come in there with kids and then them have 2. And me are still the eldest of all of them. So
And she never treated different enough to treat her kids, did she?
no, because my helper raise the kids. I was much older than them, so my help. So I become, I became more right hand in the home.
So you guys had a good relationship then.
Yeah, man. So that's why that one moment they jump out for me. So I said, that man, I get mad. Me don't know what go on.
Yeah.
When you have plan for cut like a thief in the night. When you not have no decency to come and tell her in her face. And I said, what? Me I go somewhere. Me don't know. So but apart from that, we never have no problem. Never have no problem. So me don't know. That's why me don't know. That's why I kind of hesitate when I say, that man problem more than stepfather problem in terms of acceptance. Me kind of, the information can help me because me not see it.
But no, a lot of times, and this is from the man perspective. A lot of times, the man is to be blamed.
When do know? Or when should him do? When do or when not do?
All right. So in case of the child living in the house,
Mm.
the father should make sure him son have respect him wife. All right? And make sure the wife takes care of that child as if it's her own.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would have had a conversation, right?
Yeah, man.
And yeah, right? And now in the case of the child not living with either one, but the child living with its parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
The man has to make sure that a child is provided for.
Right. No want and nothing.
No matter what.
If him child, if them similar in age, I said the two of them are prep school age. Them have to go to the same school,
Exactly.
One can go prep school and one go primary school.
No, so everything should be equal, especially if you have a wife, if you have a child with a wife. Your outside, your child that doesn't live in a house with you should still feel loved.
You know some problem. Me see the man have a child and then have a outside. So now it's a stepchild to the wife. And the wife and the man have a child together thereafter. And them can't afford for the two of them go to prep school. The household income cannot afford it.
Right.
But the insist say fear hit me. Have to go
Prep
school. Because the only choice I'm having no right or no. Is the two of them go primary school.
What the man do?
And the man say one can go primary and one go prep. So the man said, yeah, the two of them have to go primary.
Right.
The man said, not a backside.
I
PRP, Afi, go prep school. You have to sort out that part there. And if you can't sort out that part there, next best at primary school. But for me one, me will sell me all of my shoes and send it to prep. I feel my responsibility that. I mean I take on that. So now it's split.
So that's
and there's times in the relationship when the things are come up when we agree, we talk, and we agree, we talk, and then these important things come up in the relationship where people draw a line. People draw a line instantly and say, I feel me, so I want the best for you.
Yeah, and so she's just being selfish.
Yep.
She can't be a good stepmother.
No.
Because if she do that with prep school, she'll do it with everything else.
Of course.
She's never gonna treat that child as an equal. And that child is never gonna feel like an equal. So sometimes between that child and mother, and that child have to live with his father and his stepmother. Miss her theme. Or she.
I can't look at that child and say that child I hate them stepmother.
Yeah.
Because we see that child dressing him and him brother near that age, you know.
Yeah.
And you see them on the road and you can't access. But I wonder, shoes Chris, jeans Chris, shirts Chris, avant chain, everything. And the other one just look like the neighbor pitney. Them are
So
treat.
Who you blame then?
Father.
The father.
Yeah.
Father.
I blame the father in that one because he just never did spend enough time and monitor. And the son was told the person that the son took up weed, you know.
Yeah.
Really. He does have downwards go on a downwards. Starting from the father not paying attention to what's happening. And by the time he catch on, him hook. Yeah. But may I just bring your attention to also that you and I experience as neighbors.
Wait, before you go to that one.
Without calling any names still, but we just want to stepfather was in that one. We do want so from a neighborly perspective, growing up, how you view that relationship with the stepfather with two stepsons.
Well,
and that's the closest one to me with a stepfather.
Yeah, because mother, stepfather, 2 kids outside.
And 2 kids inside the marriage.
2 kids inside the marriage. I mean, I viewed it as alright. I've never seen those 2 guys being treated any way differently. You know, I've always seen them respect the stepfather. They've never said anything bad about him. That I can remember, that I can recall. Maybe my memory is not that good.
No, nothing from my. I so me have an inside view.
Yeah.
Me never have a gate view alone. Me have we go places together, and me still not see it.
Right, church function and all of that.
Function, trips, we party, and we never, even in our private moment, playing football or just hanging out playing domino, we never hear him say, "Boy, I hate that man." They say, if him set rule in him house, him set rule in our house. Them not take the rule outside the house. Them not argue the rule outside of the house. You know, and I must commend them. If them watch it now, them know themselves. You know, I must commend.
Yeah, I thought I was a good stepfather.
Yes,
I have a lot of respect for that man. A lot of respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Mr. G was an excellent
yes, man.
father, and as a youth growing up, we could have used Mr. G as an example that we can do it.
Right.
You know, just the way me use my father. I saw my father as a stepfather, not to me, but to my siblings. Because the relationship with my mother brought kids in the relationship. He brought none. My stepmother came after my mother, right?
Yeah.
But his first relationship, where kids are concerned, was with my mother. And my mother brought 4. And may I tell you, if my father alone me for use, I walk on a tongue stepfather. He was not a good example because he played the role so well. He played the role so well, you know, just find out my picnic and say, all right, I feel my picnic, I treat them well. And nobody have nothing to myself.
Okay.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Because my sisters, even in my father's death, presently, still refer to him as daddy.
See that?
I mean, I talk about 50-year-old people, they must be 60, still having a conversation and him pop up. But remember when daddy did? And them don't call them father daddy. Because their biological father has never been a daddy.
Right.
My father now buying, but I can't tell about the gears. We can't tell about the sweetie. We can't tell about Christmas gift and birthday gift. Nah, miss nothing.
Everybody the same thing.
And who their country, every weekend we pack up in that car and go on country. They might get them gift, they might get them good. And he might take on everything. Cause you talk about cow and car. If you accept the car, if you accept the milk,
Exactly.
Him that 100%. And then we experience that. And then for 9 years. And then we experience Mr. G next door now. And I say, oh, I see my father in a stepfather role. And I see Mr. G in a stepfather role. And not different. And then you start your dopey story now, other stepfather, where you go bigger.
Yeah.
Molestation.
And you realize unfortunately.
Segregation. So, you know, it's come to me as a shock. What? That's how people use them jawline as stepfather or something. Me don't know what a line thing there. Them jawline as stepmother thing. Me not experience a line there. You understand me? So it was a shock to me.
So you know, me grew up with my grandmother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my father come to America when me I 9. Right? I never get in touch with my mother till about 12. So I've never actually known a stepfather. However, my mother has never been married, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I was like 16 or so. She had this boyfriend, right? And I never lived with my mother, but my other siblings, right? Probably about 5, 6 of them, right? And the reason I'm mentioning this is because of what you said about your siblings and your father.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this man, a few times I'm around him, him seems okay, but my siblings can tell you, say, even up to the day, love that man. When that man died, my sister bought everything he needed to get buried. You know, them all of them speak very, very highly of him. You know, so that man was a good.
He played the role well.
Yeah, he played the role well. You know, On the other hand, I've had 4 stepmothers.
Yo. Why?
Alright, 4
That brother carry you through the ropes, man. What?
4 official.
Boss, if you watch, highly respect. You know, yes.
4 official, 4 official stepmother.
Yeah, man. Married and thing. Yeah, man.
And 1 official stepmother. So 5.
Mm.
Right? The first one is unofficial. But I love that lady. Because she treat me really good. You know? She treat me really good. I know she see me. Hugged me and my son, she have no boys, all girls.
So you became the boy.
So me became her son. Right? Second stepmother. She have 2 boys from her father. And she had a child outside. Older son. Right? Men are alright. Men have a good relationship. My opinion. Remember, I've never lived with any
Mm.
of my stepmothers. Never. Not even a day. However, I was in Jamaica, they were in America. As far as I'm concerned, they're in a better position than I am.
Yeah, from your perspective, yeah. We know it.
Yeah, because me remember many nights going to bed hungry.
And them have influence, and they did influence.
Yeah, the influence their influence extended the other direction.
Mm.
I feel they could have done more for me, in my opinion.
And them role, and them primary role, but they have a role to play in a man's life when it comes to kids so far away. Step up like a real mother on behalf of that child. Since them have immediate access to the father.
Right.
And give him the right act. Read him the right act as often as you can. When he must step up. When money for send and you are supposed to out and money not send because you're supposed to out. No man, right act have to go on.
And then third stepmother. Official, unofficial. Third, still. She had 2 boys from my father. And she had the one prior. Outside relationship, right?
That sounds identical to number 2.
Yes, it is.
Just to make sure saying I repeat itself.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I am not. No. Not I'm airing dirty laundry, but
Yeah, speak your truth.
yes. Now, I don't have a relationship with
Number 3.
number 3, not the kids at all. Number 2, me and my brother and talk regular. You know what I mean? Number 1, me and my sister tight. But number 3, don't.
Number one, yeah, your sister did too tight. Because you're not really in a space where it's there.
No. No, but
You still up to now, you still say no, brother.
me still has enough to know. Me know none of my friends chat to my sister.
Say tone that will change.
In a change, in a change. In a change. I prefer outside of women know. So when we're ready to
cousin where you get and we call your mama man and watchman and bodyguard.
Reggie, me no want to do my friend nothing. I'll take a look. If me have to shut up my brethren,
Yeah,
I bring last into play.
seriously, I'm gonna tell you on behalf of the other boys, we boys, back then, we wish you did like a sister much less, all right, unofficially. Just like her much less. Just stop. You know, the big brother thing, you played too well. We don't wish you never played so well. Okay?
No, me no want, me say, me prefer a stranger. So if a guy do or something, me not have a problem dealing with the stranger, you know. But my friend, me care. My boys,
When Miss N touched down, you know, and we do the cartoon thing, you know, and I'm on the pan. I'm on the pan.
man skitch get a fire.
Man said so.
Not a poo.
What? Yo, get luck.
All of a sudden, everybody come me yard.
Like a millionaire. Like a winner win lotto.
Them win the lotto. Man pack up on the veranda.
Yeah, man, and I said, cuz, my cousin from when run that thing though. I saw we come out to the fire though. Yo, my brethren, you are my brethren. I didn't know your first name.
All of a sudden, I made the man in the neighborhood.
I alias alone, man, know about body. But anyway, number three. Number three.
So,
You don't have a relationship with number three are the kids.
Are the kids. Never get a thing for number three yet. And number three know how hard Jamaica is. Number four.
Official now?
Official. Number four, official.
Okay.
Me a big man. Me tell me just come to America. I'm looking brother. So me not know if it's about number four. I'm a big man. Me don't need enough for number four. I'm reach America. Number five. Eh?
I must say, however, you have a number five.
Number five, same thing, me a big man. No, me not good to come out, you know, I have Thanksgiving dinner and thing, or Christmas dinner to come around. Me not no problem, me not talk. We're good. You know, I talk to she more than I talk to any one of them.
She's current. She's current.
Yeah, she's current. That number one. You know, me and number one talk more. Me and number one closer. You know. So, my stepmother's.
Yeah, it kind of not the usual relationship settings.
Yeah, apart from one.
Yeah.
4 and 5. 2 and 3 didn't do anything for me. Even though me and 2 are right. You know. And despite the fact that they lived abroad. So I only saw my number 2 like twice.
If you're confused, we understand, you know.
No,
you have a right.
I'll do it now. I'll do a number 2. You know, she I remember one trip when she came along when I was small and she came to look for her mother. And I spent a week there and it was really good. Me and my big brother hung out and all of that. You know, me used to make sure. She's a nice lady, you know. She make sure, you know, when my little brother was still living in Jamaica. Because my little brother, which is our second son, was born in Jamaica. The third one born in America, right? So she came up and she left the boys. I think she had left both of them with her grandparents, but I can only remember my brother being there, right? And he lived in St. Mary. So, several summers, she made sure that when summer come, we go spend time with my little brother. You know, I'm a lover for that. You know, and what people don't understand is no care what, no, it doesn't care how small children are. If they grow together, right, and they split, there's still that bond many years after.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
For some
Yeah,
reason,
that relationship build and it ever always there.
even though
Um,
you're kids, the bond, still there. So respect her for that. But I just feel say, but I feel say they could have done more. Um,
and one of the sticky point to slightly dig deeper in your business is that the kids that were left behind went up before you. Way
way
before
before,
you.
way
Way. Not even slightly.
17 years before.
17 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
Okay, no,
build resentment. That build resentment.
not 17, but maybe 14 years.
That
Yeah.
build resentment because now you feel left out. And the same thing we talk about anything you do for one, you try to do for all.
For all.
And it looks like to deal with hers and leave out his.
So both of our kids came up.
Mhm.
My little brother came up from 5. The third one, she make sure her son went up with her and her mother. So both kids that from my father was born in the States.
Oh, they were born there.
No, well, the third one.
Oh, the third one.
The third one.
But she has kids that were born here.
Yeah, she had one son that was born in Jamaica.
And them still reach up before you, and the mother reach up before you, and you pick me. I said the mother come up, make sure them dig for the mother come to babysitting, but the mother should have babysit you too.
And I probably wouldn't need babysitting because I'm older than even our son.
No, I'm saying if them all use an excuse there.
Right.
In the babysitting situation too. Yeah. But all the kids must be looked after.
Right.
And build up resentment, that build resentment. So that's something we have to be careful because it happened to a former co-worker of mine. Same situation. So both are teachers and they come up on the teachers program to the US.
Yeah.
Okay. And make him live with him in mother, the father, mother.
Yeah.
I watched that guy just neglected by the father. The mother had 2 sons prior to the relationship.
So he left the son to stay with his mother.
Yeah. And move him out of the house in comfort. I'm living with him father and his stepmother now.
Yeah.
Move him out of the house. Because no adult not in there now, really. Send him go, I'm him mother. The other her sons were older than him. So them stay at the house.
Okay.
She some more than in her teens.
The kids, them?
No, I'm talking about the state. Move from in the residency, get them papers and everything. File for fear of picking them.
So what's a few months?
File for your mother.
What's a few months?
Some die December. They murder him December.
You kill him at Jamaica?
Yep. And him never ever filed for.
The father never fight him picnic.
No.
But the
And
father
he lived with him before him left on the program.
But the father signed the paperwork. Cause when you petition, you know, as husband and wife for
You
kids,
declare. You declare.
yeah, the father, the stepfather, whatever, him have to sign it. Him have to have a joint account. If he say,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry for the stepkids, the wife kids.
sign for the, them I say. And I like to do it on our own without him knowledge. Him have to sign the paperwork. Them have to show that them have a joint account. How much money in that account. They can take care of it in them.
I want to tell you something. They have the same name. I'm Junior.
The father do that?
To namesake.
Cha-cha, aya.
His father give him. I'm a big man. I'm a 20 enough. Father come down. I come down often. I'm checking mother because mother get old.
Yeah.
And when him father leave after 2 weeks, him said, Daddy, left a watcher with me now. And I saw him first time I get a gift from him father since him father migrate.
The father not take care of him when him.
Him send money to his mother, to the household thing, but him not deal with him direct. No. I saw him get a watch. So you know what name do? He came to me. Man did no NHD, so we can chat. Man came to me and I said, Super. What year NHD appeal? Because they pay out every 7 years in the back, right? So what were they 2001 now? So they will be paying out 2005, right?
Yeah.
Contribute 2015, sorry, contribution. 2015 contribution appeal this year. So anything you pay for the year, you get. If you don't take a loan from them, you get back your contribution.
Yeah.
So him say, why you them appeal now? I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna say, sir, work. I'm gonna explain. I say, my father not collect them money there for the years and my work since him cut. You think me can collect it? So I say, oh, you for collect your father money. At that time I tell me say, I have a safe name.
Oh.
You know, so me go up there and tell him say, all of the contribution when me not collect over the years, I come for collect it. I said, brother, me now visit you with no Kentucky and no jail and no prison. Understand me? Me contribute to the conversation because at the time it was innocent. You was asking about date.
Yeah.
Oh, you tell me what you're gonna use the date and do? I'm out. It's like Shark Tank. I said, business deal look like it's feasible. I'm out. You know, so the man go at NHT. Him trick him father. Him ask him father said about something. Say, he want to do something with NHT and him want to check up something and some the name thing, they want to differentiate the two. So if you send him film, this and that. Some information.
Yeah.
And then walk arm. Right? The man get it, you know. NHT lump sum up all of the money for them that owe the man and collect and send it to my account. Yeah,
No,
man.
sweet. You think me can get my money then?
Of course, it's still there for you to collect.
Me don't know if I do it. But if I talk off the ear. Yo.
Yeah, I think them have a online thing for people in the diaspora too. Yeah.
So how did he die though? Oh, you said I'm shooting him up now.
The word, which me not 100 on it still, is that there was robbing a bus on the Portmore.
Oh yeah, this you tell them about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peel out of the bus and run and everybody shoot.
Right.
I don't know why them leave the bus to other people and running down. I don't know. So he died on the streets, man.
All right, in
Yeah.
front, terrible father,
Yeah.
terrible.
Powerful. And this is not a stepfather. This
No,
is a situation where both the stepmother does look after fair people and the father does behave like him powerless and cares not.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share our videos. And don't forget to comment
and hit that notification bell.
This has been another episode of Teach and the Prof.